Katarina. Next, we will hear from Representative Williams.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I come here before each and every one of you with a happy feeling in my heart and a heavy feeling also in my heart. As many of you know, that this, while it may be the first celebration, I will call it, for the license with this new coalition, it's not the first time that it has been sponsored. Many of you will know that your governor, the governor, Gina Raimondo, while running for office, made a promise to the community of immigrants. A promise that she could keep and has not kept. But instead chose to put the responsibility on the General Assembly, the House and the Senate. The pen is a mighty instrument. She signed on and said she would. It is now year number 5, and it has not happened. To take on the responsibility, which I honorably have no problem standing in battle for justice, to put it on us was totally unfair. Not that the community did not come out when they needed to, because they galvanized and they made their voices heard, loud and clear. Every time they were called upon, they were heard. Unfortunately, many chose not to listen to what was being said. We made it clear that it's a health issue. It's not a one person or one community or one race of people issue. It is all of our issue. It affects the rich, the poor, the black, the yellow, the green, the multi, every single body in this state. It's not about a handout, it's about a hand of doing the right thing. Why? Because it is. Each and every undocumented individual is providing something positive to the state of Rhode Island. On many levels, many. Whether it's in some businesses, the taxes that they're paying, whether it's property taxes, income taxes, state taxes, they're paying. The governor has said numerous times, follow the rules. Work hard, and success will come to you. Well, for those of you who don't know about the immigrant population or the population of color, we must work 100 times harder than the Caucasian population, the privileged population. 100 times harder, and we do it because we must. We have to. We have no choice. We need to make ends meet. We need to pay the rent. We need to provide food. We have to have clothing. All the basic essential that many take for granted. And we do it. You're going to impose on a population, make it even harder for them to succeed. The success that you're talking to them about getting if they work hard and if they follow the rules. You're going to put a hurdle when the mighty pen can change that and has not been used. But rather, it's easier to point the finger and the responsibility to someone else. But as important as all those things are to me, and I'm certain to all of you that are here, is that now in the 5th year, I am being told that the governor would like to have her stamp on the bill that I have been sponsoring for years. The same bill for which she could have made law from the first year she came after her promise. Now, imagine a stamp that said, this bill is being presented by the request of the governor. Well, honey baby, what work did you do for me to agree to let that be done? That is totally unfair as far as I'm concerned. You've had, even because or by virtue that you chose not to use your pen and keep your promise, what do you think? What do you honestly think I would realistically agree? How fair is it for me to just say, absolutely, you will bring it over to where it needs to be, by virtue of putting your stamp of approval? I would think that your word would have been the approval. Your promise would have been your approval. Your victory in the election would have been your approval. Now, our blood, sweat, and tears is going to be taken and put aside, ignored, and totally disrespected, disregarded, so that it can go down in history that it was because of her that this legislation came to be. You know and I know that is not the truth. Because the same effort that she's trying to impose on now is the one that she should have done then. And she's had 4 years to have done it. But instead have left our people in our community, our neighbors, our mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers in the hardship of taking risk in order to survive. Now you want to claim the victory? How unfair is that? How disrespectful is that? I am not, and I have to say that to you publicly, I am not going to succumb to that. If she was deserving of it, wholeheartedly, I would turn it over to her. But she did not only break a promise to you, she broke promises to me as well. And you all are important to me. You are just a fraction of representation of the population for which this bill affects, this bill will make changes in a positive, productive way. It did not bring harm when it was in effect. It will not bring harm now. So to keep us in bondage is totally unfair. By the strike of a pen, history can be made once again. Families can be made whole. Stop marginalizing people. We are all here together. I stand up with my colleagues in the chamber and salute the flag and recite justice for all. But whose justice? Whose justice? How much harder do we need to work? How much more do we need to beg? What else do we need to say? The reality and the fact of the matter is, we are humans. We are supposed to look out and after our brothers. Yes, we are our brothers and sisters' keepers. Today, it may be you. Tomorrow, it could be me. And if we do not put our hands out and help our fellow citizens, shame on us. Shame on us. This is not a political thing. This is a human rights thing. This is about everybody. It's not just about one population. It's about every single citizen and visitors to the state of Rhode Island. Enough is enough. I refuse to be pimped. I will not go quietly, and I will not apologize for my words. The truth is the truth. The facts are there, and a stamp on this bill, be it mine, or it won't be mine, or be it the senators, will go down in history that she was the one who was instrumental to making this a reality. And in fact, it was just the opposite. You're still waiting to be allowed to do what you need to do in a legal and appropriate manner. You're not asking for a handout. You're asking for a hand to be able to do the right thing on a daily basis, just like they do. I thank all of you for coming out. I thank all of you for keeping the faith and being strong, because I'm telling you, the struggle is real. And I deal with it on a daily basis. And you can go ahead and feel good today, but the reality is that unless you demand it, you're not going to get it. Thank you.